बोलिए सतगुरु महाराज की जय, सच्चे दरबार की जय. Have you heard of the term patience is a virtue? Patience is probably a virtue that's not practiced as much anymore today. In our fast-paced world, in our instant world, there is no room for patience anymore. If you want something, order it online and it will be delivered to you the same day or the next day. Feeling hungry? Food can be ordered at your fingertips. Want to lose weight fast? There's many formulas out there. Want to connect with someone halfway across the world? They're only a phone call or an email away. And although some of these advancements have bettered our life, many of them has made us very, very impatient. Think about the last time you were in a lineup at the grocery store, or you were stuck in traffic. How did it make you feel? Probably angry, probably frustrated. But nature teaches us patience in so many different ways. We all know if you plant a seed, it does not become a tree immediately. It does not start to bear fruit very fast. It takes time and it is a process. A child, when it's born, it does not start to walk and run right away. It takes time. The lion, which is the king of the jungle, which is way more powerful than its prey, it still sits there patiently, sometimes for hours in the heat, waiting for the right moment to attack. It takes years of practice and a lot of patience to be great at something. Whether it's a great musician, a dancer, a sports player, or even successful in your business, it requires a lot of patience. The bamboo tree teaches us a lesson of patience. In the first 4 years, there is nothing seen above ground when a bamboo tree is planted. But in the 5th year, it can grow up to 60 feet. In the first 4 years, it is working on building a strong support system below the soil. But today, we have a culture of impatience. And this impatience is seen on the spiritual path as well. Many people set out starting with a spiritual practice. But then when they do not have divine experiences right away, do not have out-of-body experiences or feel enlightened in a few days or a few weeks, they give up that practice and go to another and another and another. Patience is truly a lost virtue today, although it's important in all aspects of our life, physical or spiritual. George Saville says, "A man who is a master of patience is a master of everything." Other wise people have said that patience is the path to success, because it is patience that keeps one on their path. No matter what the struggles, no matter what the obstacles or the hindrances, they get through them and do not give up until they reach their goal. But today, when something's hard to learn or is a long process, we give up easily. We get in our car, but we want to get to our destination immediately. Research has been done extensively at the University of Berkeley on patience. And they found that people who are patient have good mental health. They're more likely to cope with stressful situations and circumstances. Those who are patient with others are more hopeful and satisfied in their own lives. Further in the study, it was found that patient people have better relationships. They're good neighbors. Because patient people, in relationships, that patience is almost a form of kindness. The study found that they are more compassionate, more empathetic, and more forgiving. A survey was done as part of the study with the students, and it was found that those who were patient were more likely to fulfill their goals. They did not give up. They strived through and completed their degrees. And the greatest benefit that was found out of the study was that patience leads to good health. Patient people were less likely to have headaches, acne flare-ups, ulcers, diarrhea, or pneumonia. So brothers and sisters, be patient, else you'll become a patient. Even the spiritual masters talked about the importance of patience. Shri Sai Baba's mantra was Shraddha or Saburi, meaning devotion and patience will get you to your goal. Lord Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that many times we are so close to our goal, but the mind starts to get restless, or in some form of illusion is presented before us, and we feel like, yeah, this is it. We've reached our goal, and we give up. He says, in that time, in those moments, the most powerful thing that would work for you is patience. Because when the mind is restless, one cannot think clearly, one cannot make right decisions. But if you are patient, then the mind is calm and you can see your goal clearly. You will not be caught up in an illusion. You will work towards fulfilling your goal. So the big question, how do we cultivate patience? Understanding cultivates patience. You ever bake with a little child? When you put the cake in the oven and it says to bake it for 45 minutes, the child will constantly ask, is it done yet? Is it done yet? Because they have no concept of what 40 minutes is. Or if you're taking a road trip, the constant questioning, are we there yet? Are we there yet? But as they get older, and us as adults, we understand that it will take 40 minutes to bake this cake, or it will take 2 hours to get to our destination. We understand what 40 minutes and 2 hours are. That's why we're patient through that trip. At the time of Buddha, there was a man that came to him, and he had numerous questions about the spiritual path. And he was telling Buddha that I have so many questions to ask you. You have to answer all my questions. And Buddha quietly says to him, sure, I will answer your questions, but after 1 year. Listening to this, another monk sitting close by starts to laugh. And the seeker who was asking the questions asked the monk, why did you laugh? He says, I was like you. I came with many questions. And now, with many years of practice, there are no questions anymore. I've found my answers within. So, as the understanding of the spiritual journey comes, patience comes with it. As we understand that this spiritual journey is not instant, is not quick, is not, that it is a process. It requires time. As that understanding is built within us, automatically we are patient. Automatically we practice patience. And you can practice patience in the little things. The next time you're stuck in a lineup at the grocery store, take a few breaths. Remind yourself that there is no hurry, there is no rush. Or when someone is taking too long to do the dishes, if you've asked them to do it, let them do it in their way. Or if an elderly person is taking too long to put their thoughts together and say what they want to say, be patient with them. We have numerous opportunities in our day to practice patience. And when it comes to your spiritual practice, practice patience as well. When you sit for meditation and the mind is restless and the mind is running all over the place, don't get up and leave. Continue to stay seated for the time you allotted to your practice. Experience that as part of your journey. And you will find over time that the mind will start to quiet down, that the mind will start to become still. But that process requires effort and patience. And increase your practice gradually. Sometimes people say, oh, I'm going to sit for 10 hours and I'm going to experience great things today. But say you're training for a marathon. Do you start running long distances right away? No. You start with short distances and then you slowly increase them. And when you're running the marathon, you keep that consistent speed. You don't run really fast in the beginning and then you're out of breath and you've slowed down drastically. I'm sure we've heard the tale of the hare and the tortoise. Yes, slow and steady wins the race. The same is true with your spiritual practice. Baby steps, start slow and then increase it slowly. Dashrath Maji is a man who spent 22 years with a chisel and a hammer to break down a mountain, to carve a path through it, to make getting to the city a lot easier and quicker. It took a lot of patience. Anything great, especially when it's the internal journey, when you're looking to connect with that divine, when you're looking to become a reflection of that divine, it requires a lot of patience. Sharda Devi said that when the moon in the sky is covered by a cloud, that cloud has to be moved away with the wind. But does it happen all of a sudden? No. It takes time for that cloud to move so that you can see the moon clearly. She explains, such is with the impressions of the past life. the deeds that we've committed in the past. That cloud to move takes time. So be patient with yourself on the spiritual journey as well. Understand that this is a lifelong commitment. That this is a path that requires effort and a lot of patience. Buddha did not become enlightened overnight. Narendra did not become Vivekananda in a matter of weeks. But they both took a lot of years, a lot of practice, and a lot of patience to get where they got to. Read the biographies of saints. Listen to their struggles and their obstacles. And you'll understand that your struggles and your obstacles are not any different from what they went through. Remember that self-realization is possible for you. And patience will sustain you on this path. Through the bumps, through the ups and downs, through the struggles, continue to be patient and keep a positive outlook towards your practice. And that will surely get you to your goal of self-realization. On that note, we'll conclude today's discourse. Thank you everyone for joining me today. Till next time, stay safe. God bless.